All right, I think we are in. I see about 70 people.
I just see 6 of us.
On
No,
your
I mean, that's about it. That's about it. Hey guys, can you guys see us on the screen? I mean, obviously you can't see me. My camera is off. But rest of the people, if you guys can hear us, at least drop a boom in the comment box so that we know that you guys can hear us. Okay, awesome. There you go.
We have this chat here. Okay.
Just click on the chat, guys, on the right side, so you should be able to find it.
Yeah. Hey, hello all.
hello
Awesome.
everyone.
What is up? Go ahead, go crazy.
I think it's
Arpita, I think you should kickstart because Paradeep being very bad.
I'm so. Even your internet is all right. Okay. Are you guys able to hear me? Able to hear me?
yeah, I think so.
All right. Awesome. Okay. What's up? I'm going to just share my screen, guys. I hope all of you are excited. I am extremely excited. So let's do this. Okay. So I'm just going to share my screen. Give me 5 minutes. Sorry, 5 seconds.
Just before that, guys, I hope you guys know what you've signed up for. It's going to be next 48 hours of madness. That is the Jugaad-a-thon of Hackathon.
Yes.
I wish all the very best. Winners, we have something for you people to kind of do well on the hackathon. So wait for that. And I wish you guys luck. And I'm gonna.
All right. See you. Okay.
Thank you,
so,
Vaibhav. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaibhav. Anudeep, are you here? All right. So,
You go ahead, Arpita. You go ahead.
all right. I'm going to begin quickly with the schedule, guys. I hope all of you are prepared for the next 48 hours. We are going to create some amazing projects, and I hope you guys have as much fun as I'm hoping you guys to have, So right now we are at the opening call. We are all just going to get acquainted. We are going to share the group member details so all of you can know who you're going to have your hackathon with the next 48 hours. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. we will have a review session. We will be sharing problem statements by 9 p.m. today, and you will get to pick your own problems by talking to your team members. And tomorrow at 10 a.m. we are going to review your first step, that is your selection of the problem statement, your idea, your plan of action. Then from 1 to 3 we have out with mentors. I will elaborate more about it soon. Then we will have our second review, which will be another progress check, followed by day 3, which is our final day, and we will have another breakout with mentors and proceed to the final presentation, which will be followed by a closing session and of course the results. The next thing, let's just go quickly into what each review is going to be like. Tell us why you picked the problem statement, what is your idea behind picking that problem statement, and what is your plan of action, your design process. Each member, what is going to be their role in this 48 hours? How are they going to manage? What part of the assignment are they going to do? We want to know it all. One of you are going to present it. So all of you can decide who your team member is who's going to present this particular review. But everyone should be present. during the review. We want all the people to participate in the team. Let there be teamwork. See some good projects come out, and that will happen best when it's a team, right? Second is all the more similar to the first, but we want to know your experience of the 12 hours that will go by. What have you guys done, and how are you guys going with your plan? If there is any change of plan, make sure you write it down and let us know why there was a change, because we want to review why are you doing certain changes, why did your plan of action change, what did you learn within these many hours that there was a change, right? The same thing will happen for this review as well. You will nominate one person. I would suggest you can keep picking someone from your team every now and then, and again the whole team must be present. Even if you change roles, like for example one person was working on a particular segment and later they work on another segment, make sure you let us know why you did that. And in this review we will focus a little bit on what your solution is going to be for your problem statement. So we are not telling you compulsorily to share your solution, but we want to tell you what you're working towards, so we will have a good idea of what we are going to expect. Changes are allowed after that, so don't worry. You can change your ideas if you want for your solution. In your final presentation, this is going to be unlike the first two. You will have to make a video which will be a maximum of 2 minutes. You have to cover, as we have already seen your idea, your progress, and also understood a little bit about your solution in the first two reviews. We would love it if you could make a 2-minute video and share your presentation via video format. To make the video, you can use a software like Loom, or you can get creative however you want. You can make videos however you feel comfortable, but try to keep it between 2 minutes. We will not have the time to judge videos which are more than 2 minutes, so please be careful about that. Try to make it crisp, try to make it fast, and should be good enough. And then after which we will have a question answer round to obviously follow up and understand a little bit more. So I hope you guys don't have any questions about these 3 review rounds. If you do, please put it in the chat and I can take it up. And if you have any issues in making the videos, please don't make it very elaborate. Try to keep it simple. It's the content which matters, right? So let's focus on the content rather than how fancy your video is, right? So the last thing that I would like to cover is your mentor breakout calls. We have 2 slots like you saw in the schedule. One is tomorrow and the other one is before your final presentation. So what these mentor breakout calls are, you might face a lot of problems, you might have a lot of questions. We would just like you to come up with those questions and you can let us know what your questions are and how we can help you. We will try our best to do it in that 1 or 2 hours time slot that we have. So groups, always keep your questions ready, keep them handy. Let us know in those sessions how we can help you, how we can make this better for you to achieve your end result, right? And yes, I think that's the crux of it. Now for the judging part, we will have a panel in each review. The panel is going to judge your first review, your second review, and your final review. You might have the same panel, a different panel. We don't know yet. It's going to be all a surprise for you. Be excited. Don't be scared. Don't be intimidated. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Work with your team, and let's see if Anudeep is ready to take over.
Yeah. Hi. So thank you very much, Arpita, for running through the schedule and telling them what happens in the hackathon. So of course, we're calling it as Jugaad-a-thon. Okay, so I see a lot of excitement happening over here. But that was pretty quick, Arpita. I thought it'll take a little bit more time to explain everything, right?
I know this in and out, right? So it was like, I just...
Okay. So Yeah. Okay, so we have quite a bunch of people. I don't really know if everyone was able to enter or not, but so we'll do one thing. I'll just quickly, uh, you know, Arpita, I'll just stop sharing screen. Yeah. So, guys, if you see in the AirMeet platform, what happens is, by the way, your group's links have been pasted in your chat. In the chat, AirMeet chat, if you guys click on that link, Notion link over there, you can actually find your groups. There are a total of 14 groups which have been divided. You can find your new groups. These are the groups of these are the group which you will work together with in the hackathon. The problem statements which will be given. Arpita, you gave clarity on this problem statements.
No, I haven't spoken up. I told them that they will receive it by 9 o'clock, and they will be able to choose it, and they will have to let us know tomorrow in their review why they picked that particular problem statement and what their idea is behind it. Yeah.
Sure, sure. So, what we'll do is we will share this hackathon PDF to all of you so that all of you can have the schedule along with you and what is expected in review 1, what is expected in review 2, and in the final presentation, right? And what you can do in the mental breakout calls. This whole PDF will share along with you whatever Arpita has presented just now, so that you will have it as your reference, right? Now, one more important thing is when when you know your group, and once you guys, at 9 p.m. you guys will start getting the list of problem statements. Your group has to select from the list of problem statements which problem you want to solve in this 48-hour hackathon, right? So when you do that, you have to network along with your group in AirMeet. AirMeet tables are present. Each group will get its own table. Based on the group numbers which have been shown over here, each group gets its own table. Join your own people. Keep having discussions with your people over there, right? So basically, once we end this session, you will be able to access your tables, right? Whenever sessions start, all tables get dismissed and everyone gets into this call. This is just like Zoom call. But once the call ends, you will have your own tables. Now, in the breakout sessions, mentors will be available in the respective tables which have been assigned, right? During that time, whichever mentor table you want to join the call, and if there is any doubt you have, you can go and ask, right? That's how the breakout sessions will work. And reviews will be live sessions like this, where you will have a time slot allotted for your group. You can join the review call whenever it is assigned for you, right? So all these things will be keeping continuously updating on this AirMeet itself. The whole chat and the Notion link, whatever you have seen over there, these links can be continuously be updated. This AirMeet is the place where the whole Jugaad-a-thon happens. You can consider it as one virtual location where all of you are in for the next 48 hours, right? So that's what happens over here. So with that, what I'll say is there are few mentors who were a part of this call today. There is Oais, Dhaval, and Neil. Welcome, guys. Right? Mentors OP, everyone.
Hey all. Hello all.
So what I will request you guys is please present some perspective or your viewpoint about how hackathons work and why this is helpful in a real scenario of becoming a UX designer. How do similar things happen when we work at companies? So please add your perspectives on this call, right? Go ahead, guys. Right away.
Maybe Neil, you should take.
Or yeah, Neil, do you want to start?
Yeah, okay, I'll start. So,
Yes,
okay, yeah. So, for me, hackathons have always been a very special thing because the first job that I landed was because of a hackathon that was conducted by a company, and I didn't win that hackathon, but yet the company decided to offer me a job rather than the winner, so that worked quite well. So the basic premise of the hackathon intensely is that it is more of a hyperactive environment where you have to collaborate with each other. It's not how your day-to-day work might look. Usually organized to bring people together and to help them understand how collaboration inside a company works. That's the crux of what the hackathon is. In this 2 days, 2.5 days, you will actually get to know each other better and how each of you think differently. My advice there would be to recognize each other's differences and not try and fight over your own viewpoint as to like this is what is correct. It's just because of why you feel it. Hackathons are a great way to quickly get a bunch of thoughts inside one room and then try and understand why the other person thinks that way and then weigh them out and make a decision as to what's the best way to move forward in that given time. So it improves your decision making and collaboration skills at the same time. So that's what hackathons are best in doing so. Yeah, that's from me.
awesome. Thank you very much, Neil. Good perspective added over there. Thank you very much. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankly speaking, like I have never been to like the hackathon of like the full day or 2 day hackathon, but I always been like 1 hour hackathon or like 4 hour hackathon. Like you get a task and you have to finish it in a certain time when starting with nothing and coming out of something. But okay, few of my experiences with hackathons are like when we start something, everything would be chaotic. I mean, you don't know like what to do, and some people have to take the uh, lead of the team. Like basically, the entire game of hackathon depends on like how we are utilizing the abilities of different people in the team. Um and another thing is like hmm, how should I put this? Okay, I recently attended one hackathon. What happened is I actually ended up leaving it in between. The only reason was like I felt like my team members are not supporting me, and I just had to leave. But after once I left that, I felt that they actually won the hackathon, and I felt like okay, I missed the right. I missed a very good moment for myself. So don't be like that. Just be patient and be collaborative as much as possible, and try to get something out of it. That's it, guys. I mean, I don't have much to talk about.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Always. Yeah. Now, our favorite Arpita. Yeah.
Okay, where do I begin? I started my college this first year with a hackathon, and then I moved on and I started organizing hackathons in my college along with my student chapter. Then I went out of my college and I joined some hackathons. So I was new to design that time. I was doing a lot of graphic design, but that whole 48-hour journey really taught me. I have literally seen myself learn within those 2 days that I wouldn't have learned for the last 2 months, sometimes. So I think hackathons is all about learning and quick, fast learning of problem solving and reaching conclusions. It helps us be very, very efficient. I think, like OS rightly said, be patient and you will get great results. It's okay if you feel like the time is less or something like that. But whatever happens in those 48 hours, really sticks and teaches you a lot. So let's focus on the learning and the growth that happens with this, right?
Awesome. Yeah, very well said, Arpita. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's the thing, guys. One thing which happens in hackathons is you will be put in a situation where you are in, like, the pressure which hackathon brings you, the focus which hackathon brings you, makes you completely focus your energy on doing the task, and for which you will have to learn a lot and do it, right? A lot of jugaad, a lot of figuring out, and all these things happen. That's the reason why we call it as a Jugaad-a-thon, because we want this term to get into you that we are doing jugaad. And what is jugaad? It is basically doing whatever it takes to go and solve the problem for the user, right? Or the customer. Now, that's the attitude you guys are going to have. You only have 48 hours left with you. So you need to judge how much time do you have for what you will spend time for what, right? As a group, you guys need to divide work, collaborate, come to a common conclusion with the viewpoints you guys have, right? And what are all the points which you will use? Will you fight between opinions, or will you use some principles, or will you use some previous research? What will you use so that your argument or your point of view can be a better solution or better point of view for the user or the customer whom you are solving problem for, right? So this is what will really help you in this hackathon, right? And the best part is you will complete something by the end of 48 hours. The happiness of completion of something in the end of 48 hours, I'm telling you, it is a very, very mind-blowing experience, right? Because 2 days back you didn't have it, 2 days later you have it in your portfolio. So that accelerated learning, that concentrated learning, and having a result in front of you in just 2 days, I'm telling you, this experience you will never forget in your lives, right? So yeah, with that, what I will say is,
I just have one thing.
Yes, please.
Like the reason why we call it hackathon or Jugaad-a-thon is like there are no rules. I mean, for hackers they don't have anything. You break anything, you break the rules, you go from left to right, whatever it is. I mean, what, as Anudeep said, whatever it takes. Like, you call up a friend, you call Anudeep to get some help, you call me to get some help. Anything you do random shit and get something out of it. That's what the hackathon is meant to be. That's
Yes.
I think I wanted to add something which I forgot. Just in case mentors are not available for the breakout calls during that schedule, if they, like, you couldn't ask in the first session and you want to wait till the second session, there is a tab on the side called questions. So put down your questions over there. Whenever a mentor is available or is hopping into the call, they can just look at those questions and leave their answers, right? So use that tab, questions, just for your questions and doubts.
Yeah, awesome. And your calls will be scheduled, and just because your call is getting delayed doesn't mean that your whole group will stop doing the work. The presentation, did you speak about who is going to present? They have to appoint one person. You already spoke about it, right? Yeah. So you have to appoint a person in your group. You can take turns. You can do it however you want. But there will be one person who is going to present the progress or present the pitch. All of you will join, but still there's one person who is going to present it, right? Now, when this happens, or when this is happening, your group need not wait until this is over to go to the next step, because every hour, every minute is very much valuable. So don't waste your time in any manner possible, right? So yeah, the next thing I wanted to give clarity about is, what is the process? What will you do, right? What is the design process which you will follow in hackathon? If you see, we have not provided any formula, any template, any workbook for doing the hackathon, or basically participating in Jugaad-a-thon, right? All we'll give you is one problem statement. Now, with the learnings you had till now in the camp, right? With the research project which you have done, with the design thinking project you have done, with the wireframing which you have done, and with the UI drill exercises which you have done, it is your responsibility as a group to collate all these things and define what is the process that you will follow to solve the problem which has been given you, right? One very, very important factor which we will judge you on is, have you made sure that you understood the problem very well? Have you made sure that you're doing enough things to actually understand the users very well, right? We will very strictly look at points like these people are directly jumping into ideas without understanding the problem, without understanding the users, without mentioning the whole use case in a proper manner. If you are directly jumping into solutions, you will it is something which we are not expecting you to do, right? You need to give enough focus to understanding the problem and understanding your users, right?
Yeah, if they did so, I think there's no point of doing this 4 weeks of like past 4 weeks of whole exercise. Like, I mean, due to pressure, if you are jumping to the solution, then again it's going back to zero. All the mindset, whatever we have learned, whatever we try to inculcate for this till now, it will all go into vain. So
Correct.
just be patient and execute the right process.
Right. Now, you guys will ask question, then Anudeep, then who chooses what process we follow, right? What are steps do we follow? Do we follow only those processes which have been taught in the camp, or all these things? Absolutely up to you and your group and the knowledge which you guys possess. The most important point is, does it make sense? The process which you are picking, does it make sense for the user? Does it make sense for the problem statement? Are you doing it just for the sake of doing it, or are you doing it because it helps the user or the problem which you're trying to solve? Only if you have the reasoning, which will be judged upon when you are actually presenting your project, mentors will clearly judge. If you are following this process, why did you do this? Why is it that you picked this step? Why didn't you save this time? Or instead of this, you could have done something else. These questions will be there. So you need to have proper rationale, proper understanding about which process you pick and what way you will go to solve this problem, right? So as I said, the problem in itself will have, if you think for 5 minutes you will get one solution. That's not what we are expecting out of this hackathon, right? What we're expecting is, how do you combine as a group? What is that process you will follow to understand the problem in a much deeper manner? What research can you do in these 48 hours? What insights can you bring in these 48 hours? And what all alternative solutions which you can bring over here? How many wireframes, or how do you present all these solutions, and how do you finalize those solutions, and how do you make your UI and get the end result ready, right? All these things have to be done to solve a good problem. Now, let us say some group comes and says, hey, I'll do the final UI. If only you have a very, very strong rationale for doing the final UI right from the starting. If you have a very strong rationale, if you can impress all the mentors saying that, you know what, all this was waste of time. All I had to simply do is this final UI, and this is the rationale. If you can convince us that way, happy, you will also win. That probably doesn't happen, right? Because it doesn't happen anywhere, but only in that case, if you have a very strong reason that this is how it works for the users and for the problem, then you can do it. Or else you need to follow a good process. You need to define a good process, and you need to follow it to solve the problem, right? So that is what it is, guys. And next thing is, by the end of it, you are going to make a video presentation, which is going to be under 2 minutes. So people might ask, video presentation, why are you asking us to make a video, right? And that too under 2 minutes. 2 minutes is not at all sufficient, is what you guys will think. But let me tell you guys, if you plan your content and presentation very nicely, you can talk a lot in 2 minutes, frankly telling you, right? This is the truth. Any of the other mentors want to give any point on the 2 minute presentation, which a lot of hackathons use?
I just did 6 slides in 5 minutes. That's quite hard. Just
2 minutes is a lot of time. 2 minutes is
yeah, keep your head clear and go for it. And
Yeah.
as I said earlier, review 1 and review 2 also, we are seeing a lot of your progress. So you know what's the important things to keep. for
Correct.
your final presentation?
Your final presentation should be in such a way that in 2 minutes people can quickly understand what is the problem you're trying to solve, why did you choose the process, and what is the solution you're trying to present. All these things should be quickly covered in the 2 minutes, because people don't have more than 2 minutes to understand what is that you are trying to present, right? So there will be this 2 minute video presentation. We will upload all these videos onto YouTube in the Growth School channel, right? And then in your final presentation, we'll play this video first. Once we play this video, your group will be asked questions by mentors. You guys will keep answering the questions, and then for each group we'll be allotting 5 to 6 minutes time for this whole process to happen, and then it goes to next group and next group, right? So after all this, evaluation will be done, and in the final call we'll be having the results and goodies and whatever. We don't want to tell you all that right now, but there are surprises. Vaibhav has planned big surprises for all this, right? So this is one more thing which I clearly wanted to say, right? So with that, as we always take questions, let us have some questions over here in the chat, so people can ask questions, and we as organizers, mentors, and all of us can answer some questions here. Go ahead, guys. Please ask questions in the chat. Or 1 second, is there something else called questions? Yeah, you can actually go to questions tab and ask questions, not in the chat. If you go to the right side of the panel, you'll have something called questions. Put your question over there and you can ask your questions. Yeah, and
I can't hear you. I think you're picking up. Hello.
What's up?
Is anybody able to hear him? No.
Here. Anudeep, no.
Anujit, we are unable to hear you. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's try to. Where can we find our mentors list? Arpita, do you know anything about it?
Are you talking about mentors for the hackathon?
I mean, I think they won't.
Hackathon, then you don't have any dedicated mentor as such. This is completely your ownership, and mentor breakout rooms are there for us to help you.
yes.
So
In mentor breakout rooms, you can go and get mentorship. You can also, keep putting your questions in the question thing. Whichever mentors are available can keep answering your questions. That is there, right? If mentors are available in their breakout rooms, even after the time which is allotted to them, you can have. But mentor breakout rooms are for your mentoring sessions. Okay, but I'm telling you, of course, those are for the questions. But you will have to do a lot of jugaad, a lot of things to actually go and finish all those things, so that you will be ready for these three rounds of presentations, right? So therefore mentors are available. There is no mentor for a group, right? That's not how a hackathon works, right? So next thing is, are we supposed to conduct user interviews? Again, I am telling you the same thing. We are not going to tell you what exactly to do. I'm not going to tell you have to conduct user interviews. You have to take a judgment if user interviews are required in the next 48 hours for solving your problems or not. What are the gaps which you are finding for which you cannot do without doing any interviews? If you feel there is a gap which has been established because you worked on the previous projects, and do you have time to actually interview users and get those insights? If you can pull off a user interview, like one of the examples which I've stated, right, the previous calls, if you can pull off a user interview, awesome. But you should do it only if it makes sense. Does it make sense is what you need to write. If it makes sense, you have to do. If it doesn't make sense, scrap it, right? All these variables need to be in the consideration when you are actually trying to do these conduct user interviews, because all you have is 48 hours and you have to solve a problem, right? One more thing is, can you go with assumptions? Yes, exactly. You can go with a lot of assumptions, and you need to state your assumptions, right? You can only validate how much assumptions you have within the time 48 hours you have, right? You cannot do a perfect research, get a lot of answers, and wait for a perfect solution to come out. That's not the point of a 48-hour hackathon. you need to strengthen your hypothesis. You need to strengthen your assumptions. That's it. You will still have a lot of assumptions which you need to go and take. Right? So, yeah. Is there a place in Airmeet to share our team's documents? I think the tables, if you enter them, you can have your own chats in the tables.
For each review,
But we can do one more thing, Arpita, is
we'll send them a form.
we can quickly add Discord groups as well, so that they can Discord groups. But ideally, it should be possible on this platform. You can go into your own group wala tables, and you can discuss over there, because it is very tough for your own group to schedule one more call and do all these things. I don't know how you will pull it off. Therefore, it's there. But again, Jugaad, I'll leave it to your group how you will do your things, right? On Discord,
Maybe-
possible we'll go and create, but I think it's already available on Airmeet.
Maybe you can use a single drive link
Yeah.
folder, and you can just keep on uploading and exchanging each other. That's simple.
Right? Again, guys, we are not going to say it. You guys are smart enough. We have seen that as these projects are going on, you guys are smart enough to figure out stuff, and that is the way the industry is, and that is the way you're supposed to work, and that's why we are putting in this situation, right? So, okay, are we supposed to follow every step in design process? Again, the same question again. Maybe I answered. No one in the world till now has followed every step in the design process. No one even defined every step in the design process. Forget following every step in the design process, right? So you know the answer to the question, right?
I will take this. I'll share. Anudeep, as he said, we'll share the schedule
we'll do
of the
that.
presentation with you.
Yes, we'll share the PDF document with you. Maybe in the last 2 or 3 minutes, I can just flash it again. The YouTube video is also there, but we'll just share the PDF with you, all of you, right? Right. Thanks. Hey, mentors, what's the deal breaker according to you in deciding the winner? We'll tell you. We'll tell you as the reviews keep going though. By the way your review happens, you will actually try and figure out your first review, second review, try and figure out what are the points which we are looking at, right? You'll be able to figure out. But yes, okay, one simple point I'll definitely tell you. I already told you. Are you jumping into solutions, or are you understanding your problem and understanding your users? What are you doing to understand your problem and understanding your users? What is the process you have set up for your team? Are you coordinating nicely or not, and trying to achieve at this common goal? And then are you coming to the solutions? Obviously, as I said, you do all this and then go and come to the solution, then also it doesn't work. You have to finally treat the patient, and you have to understand the patient very well. Both have to be done, right?
पेपर में नहीं लिखा रहता है आंसर में क्या लिखना है.
But I feel like generally in normal hackathon, maybe outcome matters much. But here, since we are in learning thing, what you did to achieve that outcome also matters to us.
Yes. Totally. Because how do you know if the outcome is work for the customer? Because we are user experience designers, right? The outcome needs to help users in some manner. But yeah, don't go perfectionist, guys. Again, I'm trying to tell you, don't go perfectionist approach. You can totally say this is a hypothesis and we could only validate 2 points out of this from the research which we have done from here. That is still valid, right? Again, you have to prove that this is how much we could do because this is the time which we had. This is how we prioritized. Everything is a learning experience, so take it that way. Video presentation by only one of the 5 members? Yes, only one person will present. In the hackathon, only one person will present. You guys need to decide who is that one person who needs to present. But for the 3 reviews, 3 different people can present, and that's your wish, right? But one person will present because, I mean, you can also have 2 or 3 people speaking different things, but video presentation, of course, the 2 minutes video, so you can club as many number of people as if you can pull off the thing in 2 minutes. But review 1 and review 2, I don't think you'll have time to exchange between people to speak so much. That's the point of it. That's why we are saying appoint one person to speak. In the
Maybe-
final, all 5 of you want to speak in under those 2 minutes.
Your way.
Anudeep, there is a lag from your end. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's stuck.
Yeah, maybe what matters is like how effectively are you able to tell your story, like whatever you have created, how simply and how effectively are you able to communicate. Sometimes you need to do the role play to explain your solution. So if that is the best way to do it, maybe you can do that.
And also the first 2 rounds, we are telling you to nominate one person because we have lack of time. So we need it to be crisp. And if one person is doing it, it will be easy for you also to cover everything. And the final one, like Anudeep said, be creative. If 5 of you can divide 5 parts in 2 minutes, go for it. It's a video
Sorry,
presentation, so
charging
there
got over.
is limit to that.
Platform is not.
Not an issue.
Yeah, you can really. Arpita, maybe you can take some more questions.
Yeah. I want to know what all questions are left. Final solution has to be a full product or a specific detailed feature would work. Okay, so we will be sharing problem statements with you by 9 o'clock, right? Those problem statements are not of full products. They are of segments, problems existing in existing products, problems that are present in existing products, and you will be only solving that particular problem. You won't have to create a full product. Like Anudeep has mentioned earlier, these are mini projects. Their job is to be small and concise. So the answer could be a feature, the answer could be anything like based on the problem statement, but it will be small. So no, not a full product. Facing issues with my internet and AirMeet, can we do group discussions in any other medium? All the submissions, mentor breakouts, reviews will happen on AirMeet. We would encourage you to be on that group table that has been assigned to you. But if you are having a lot of internet issues and AirMeet is not working out for you, then you can find another solution. You can let me know in the chat or something if you are facing problems and how many people are facing problems. We can figure it out. But we would suggest if you can stay on AirMeet, be on AirMeet. Anudeep, you can take the questions.
Yes. That's exactly right. If a lot of people face issues with AirMeet, that's the best part of it is we'll just get on a Zoom call and we'll simulate the same situation in Zoom and Discord.
Okay. Yeah. So we will. You keep letting us know your progress.
We're also running on a hackathon on the other side.
Anudeep, you couldn't hear.
Bro, we
the
can't
last
hear you.
2 seconds.
Oh my God.
अनुदीप
Okay.
बंद करके ट्राई कर.
Okay, am I there?
Yes, you are
Okay.
there.
Okay. If AirMeet is not working out, we'll scrap this and we'll go back to our Zoom, but we'll still run the hackathon, right? So nothing to worry, guys.
So if AirMeet doesn't work for you guys and your team want to discuss, take it on Zoom and do it. If AirMeet is working for all of you, stick to AirMeet. We'll, but keep letting us know.
We think AirMeet works because if you have discussions, sometimes some mentors or me or someone can just hop into your room and we can see what active discussions are going on over there, and we can just give quick suggestions because all of us are like very enthusiastic to just quickly check maybe sometime middle of the night what's happening in this group, is some activity happening or things like that. So bonus mentorship is happening through that. I will do it for sure. Okay. So
Savan has a follow-up question. Why didn't we choose Zoom? For the very specific reason that we can divide you people in tables. When you join your table, you will see all your team members are right there waiting for you. You will not have a chat with everybody, only with those 5. That is why we chose AirMeet. You are watching the video on YouTube live and chatting on AirMeet. Why would you do that?
Sorry, where is that? I don't see these questions.
He's
I don't.
messaging it on chat actually. He's following up on chat.
Chat. Okay, 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 okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
let's finish the questions over here. Okay.
Yeah.
So did we answer this question? How do we define users without user interviews? Through assumptions, yes, you can go ahead with assumptions. Okay, you can go ahead with assumptions. But who said don't interview? What if you can pull off some interviews within the 48 hours? That's the thing, guys. But is it required? That's one more thing. You need to have good rationing. Your mentors will ask you, if you do a user study, they'll say, why did you conduct the user study? Why didn't you save the time? If you didn't conduct a user study, your mentors will say, why didn't you conduct a user study? Both sides, you will keep on asking you questions. The idea is to have reasons. Have reasons, right? In the worst part, the reason is we didn't have time to think about it also. That's also fine, but have a reason. Don't tell this answer just because I'm telling it. Okay. The final solution is to provide a specific detailed features will work too. Whatever is that part of it, you'll have to replicate that part of it actually, right? You can use the existing UI elements and all these things of these products, and that's it. That part of it is enough, right? Specific features, if you solve it, it's enough. You need not, if it, let's say the problem statement is Ola, you need not make the entire Ola app for it, not required. Just whatever is in that Ola, whatever we are giving you, that part of it you need to present, right? But yes, try and get to as complete results as possible, right? Whatever you came up with, try and present it in a good manner. Users should be able to understand it. At least up to there, I'll tell you, right? Are we going to present different solutions in the same group, like every member with a different solution? No, that's not the point of hackathon. Every member has to come, the whole team has to come with one agreement that this is what I am going to do, right? This is a real company situation. If all designers come with different solutions, what will the company implement? Give money to everyone, 5 rupees each, and say, let us all implement everyone's solution. No, the whole team has to come up with one solution, right? One project, not just one solution. You might internally you might come up with multiple solutions, but ultimately the presentation has to be one, right? Simran, do you get this? Yeah, if you get this, you can just say yes in the chat because I really want. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I just moved some other question. Can we view other groups' final presentation? Yes, yes, yes. Everything will be completely. All the sessions will be on YouTube Live and on AirMeet Live, right? So the sessions will happen on AirMeet. You can enter the session if you want. Enter the session and view, or they'll be live streamed on YouTube. So you can keep viewing, right? Are we all going to present different? This is done. So do we need to put rationale for every assumption? Yes. Yes. That's the main crux of the thing. If you write proper reasoning for everything, we are very, very happy. Very happy. Right? Of course, if anyone has any other point of view, please tell. I mean, as I said, finally, it should not be like the patient is dead and you have a proper reasoning for why the patient is dead. But please make sure the patient is alive. That though, please don't compromise.
I think putting a rationale for every assumption is just going to help you find the solution better rather than help us understand, So think about how your problem can be solved in a better way.
Yes. Right? Are we do we have to solve the problem statements as a group and one problem statement per group, right? Yes. Everyone has to choose a problem statement from the list of problem statements we have to give. Select one problem statement out of it. We are not going to give only one problem statement for your group. We have decided that we are going to give a list of problem statements and you guys need to choose a problem statement. That's what has been presented. So since this is the last question, I'll quickly share the deck again, and then with that we'll end this call. So as you can see over here, so yeah, the schedule, right? You have your review one where you're talking about your, of course, we'll just go there and do, yeah. In review one, what you'll do is you need to tell us why you picked that problem statement, because a list of problem statements have been given to your group, and why is that you are picking that problem statement as a group together is what you need to tell. And then you need to understand, you need to help us understand what is the reason and idea behind your problem statement, and what is the plan of action you will do, and what is the design process you have chosen and why, right? And what are the roles you guys have assigned for your team members, right? And then you will have to nominate one person, like typically one person who will present the above in the review one, right? Now, if you think two people can pull it off, we don't mind, right? Actually, I'll just write it over here. We don't mind if more people can pull it off, right? But we will be giving only it's only 5 minutes, right? Only 5 minutes slot will be available for every group. So you need to use it very efficiently. Okay. Now, and yes, the whole team must be present during the review, because maybe when you're presenting, you might not really answer the question. Everyone else who is contributing will answer the question from the mentor. But the presentation is being given by one person for focus. But when the mentor asks a question or anything, everyone can, or anyone who is actually solving that part of the problem can answer. Okay. Next. Then review 2 basically is a progress check. We want to understand if has there been some change or any progress or whatever is happening, because it typically happens, a lot of changes happen. Whatever we planned might not really happen, but what changed, why it changed, and all these things can be given. What are the solution you are working towards, right? How did you establish the problems, and how are you going towards the solutioning? Was there any change of roles or whatever, and things like that. And the nomination of who will present will still happen. Maybe a different person can be nominated, but still the whole team will be present, because if questions are asked, anyone can answer, right? But in the final presentation, you will be submitting your presentation in the form of a 2-minute video, right? Of course, it doesn't mean there is no voiceover. There should be some voiceover. There should be some explanation of what's going on over there. We recommend doing it on Loom or whatever, quickly presenting it in 2 minutes. If there are some awesome video editors among you, you can also edit. But anyway, I'll say don't waste your time on all that. But anyway, so under 2 minutes, you will finish your presentation. And if you cross 2 minutes, your presentation will not be accepted. So make sure you cut everything below 2 minutes. Okay. And again, the whole team is present, because questions will be asked over to you, right? And once all these things happen, after your final presentation, we will take, as mentors and trainers, we will take all these things, we will analyze what happened, and the marking, the grading keeps on happening in round 1, round 2, and round 3 with all the groups, and then results will be announced in the final call, right? So, and then you have mentor breakout calls, which are scheduled according to the schedule over here. You can go and attend the mentor breakout calls. Whoever mentors are available, go and questions and get things clarified in for us, right? So that is what we will do. And yes, this is the whole presentation. Student for life attitude. So if you have that, I think we'll crack this Jugaad-a-thon, right? So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Come on, some excitement in the chat. S4L, everyone, and let's start the Jugaad-a-thon.
Let's start the Jugaad-a-thon.
So once we end the session, all those tables will be available. Some tables names have not been changed. Just allow me 5 minutes. I'll just change the tables. You guys can join your own group wala tables, right? And what I'll do is I will put the document on chat. Okay, I'll put the document on chat again. and what is that? The groups and group division document. I'll keep it on chat again.
I think till the time you people get the problem statements, get to know each other, figure out each other's skill sets and how you guys are going to work. And once the problem comes, just
Start.
go for it. Just start, yeah. Okay, Anudeep is stuck.
Stuck again.
Yeah, he's having some. Yeah, there he's back.
Okay, guys. With that, we'll end the session. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, all the best, everyone.
Okay. All the best, guys. All the
All
best.
the best, guys.